Miss Margaret Ansei is a distinguished leader in enterprise development, governance, and marketing communications with extensive experience in both the public and private sectors. As the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, she spearheads strategic initiatives to empower micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises (MSMEs) across Ghana. With a strong academic background, Ms. Ansei holds a Master of Arts in Public Relations from the Ghana Institute of Journalism and a Master of Business Administration in International Trade from Anhalt University of Applied Sciences, Germany. She is currently pursuing a Doctor of Philosophy in Marketing at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Ms. Ansei has an impressive track record of leadership in governance, having served as the Municipal Chief Executive Officer of the Suhum Municipal Assembly, where she represented the President of the Republic of Ghana in managing local security and developmental operations. Ms. Ansei has contributed to international discourse on leadership, governance, and gender inclusion through various global platforms. She has served as a resource person for the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and participated in leadership and policy seminars organized by the UK Labour Party, Socialist Party of Spain, and Friedrich Ebert Stiftung. With her extensive experience in public administration, marketing, and enterprise development, Ms. Margaret Ansei remains a dynamic force in advancing economic opportunities for Ghanaian entrepreneurs, strengthening MSMEs, and fostering inclusive development.
I'm just awed. I didn't know the person they were talking about. And I think for myself, I was just telling DG that he has 2 students now, myself and my daughter. Will be coming very soon. Because after the panel discussion, I am so intrigued. And I think, as the minister said, we learn every day. And I think I need to learn more. Immediately, I'm done with my PhD defense this month. You will see me here. So I'll be an O student very soon. Director General of GIKs, distinguished guests, our traditional leaders, development partners, colleagues from industry and academia, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. Standing in front of you at the 4th Females in Tech Conference is a great honor, and I commend GIKs for its forthright and consistency in creating a platform that strategically equipped women to lead within the tech industry. Over the years, Femitech has matured into an intellectual space where innovation meets mentorship. The theme for this year, Give to Gain, it's practical. It suggests that growth is reciprocal, reminding us that no sustainable progress occurs without deliberate contribution. In economic development, we must give structure to skills before we gain productivity. In enterprise development, we must give discipline to ambition before we gain skill. In national transformation, we must give opportunity to equitable access before we gain inclusive growth. Today, I speak on a subject that is central to Ghana's digital future: skills, startups, and sustainability, from the ICT experts to viable tech ventures. Ghana is experiencing a digital awakening. Across our universities, technical institutes, coding academies, and innovation hubs, thousands of young women are acquiring competences in software development, data science, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, among others. This is a structural transformation of our human capital base. Women are no longer passive participants in the digital economy, but paid setters. Yet, we must confront a critical question with intellectual honesty. How many of these highly skilled women are building structured, scalable, and sustainable enterprises? How many? How many are transitioning from technical competence to institutional leadership? How many are converting expertise into capital, employment, and measurable economic value? How many? With my experience as the CEO of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, one thing is clear. The challenge before us is not talent, but rather conversion. It is the absence of a deliberate bridge between technical proficiency and entrepreneurial structure. Too often, exceptional women remain at the level of freelance engagements or informal operations. They execute projects brilliantly, but fail to build systems around their competences. They deliver service, yet they do not institutionalize their value. The results are efforts, innovations, and income devoid of scalability, leverage, and continuity. To our women in tech, your talent and passion are indispensable tools for national development, but enterprise demands architecture. To build viable tech ventures, we must move from passion-driven engagement to strategic-driven execution. The question must be shifted from what can I do to a measurable problem by what can I do to what measurable problems that my expertise can solve? For whom? To what scale? And to what sustainable value? When you begin to ask these questions, your identity changes and you become a solution architect. A transformation that is not cosmetic but economic. Every sustainable enterprise begins with problem clarity, and it is said market rewards relevance. If you design software, ask yourself which operational inefficiency you are eliminating. If you analyze data, ask which financial or strategic outcome you are helping to improve. Clarity of problem definition strengthens your value proposition. Value proposition strengthens market positioning, and market positioning strengthens revenue potential. However, identifying a problem is not only the beginning. The next imperative is packaging. Many skilled professionals undersell themselves because they present their ability vaguely. There is a significant difference between offering digital service and offering a structured digital growth program with defined deliverables and measurable outcomes. Structure communicates seriousness. Definition communicates professionalism. And measurability communicates credibility. In enterprise, the more clearly your solution is articulated, the more confidently it can be purchased. Beyond packaging lies validation. In the technology sector, there is a temptation to build in isolation, to perfect products before exposing it to the market. Yet markets are the most accurate testing grounds. Pilot initiative, early adapters, iterative refinement, and user feedback are not signs of weakness. They are indicators of strategic maturity. Sustainable ventures are refined in dialogue with their markets. Equally critical is formalization. At the Ghana Enterprises Agency, we constantly emphasize that formalization is not merely regulatory compliance. It is a strategic positioning. A formalized enterprise gains access to finance, public procurement opportunities, institutional partnerships, and investor trust. It creates a distinction between personal and business finance. It builds financial records that demonstrate performance. It establishes governance systems that inspires confidence. Without structure, growth is fragile. With structure, growth becomes investable. But sustainability extends beyond registration and launch. Many startups begin with enthusiasm and decline due to weak systems. Sustainable ventures cultivate predictability revenue streams rather than relying on occasional contracts. They maintain financial discipline, recognizing that revenue does not equal profit and that cash flow determines survival. They continuously upgrade their skills because technology evolves relentlessly. They build teams rather than remaining perpetually solo operators, forming partnership because no enterprise thrives in isolation. The myth of the lone entrepreneur must be dismantled today. Ecosystems matters. Incubators, mentors, financial institutions, development partners, and policy frameworks collectively create the environment within which startups mature into solutions. This brings us to the responsibility of institutions. Women in technology must not navigate enterprise development alone. Institutions must create intentional pipelines that connect training to entrepreneurs' outcome. Training without enterprise support risks producing skilled individuals without scalable platforms. At the Ghana Enterprises Agency, our mandate includes enterprise advisory service, business formalization support, financial management, building capacity, market linkage facilitation, and to access finance mechanism. Yet support structures achieve impact only when they are actively utilized. Opportunity must be met with initiative. The team give to gain. Therefore means that when institutions give structure, entrepreneurs gain. Sustainability, when women give innovation, entrepreneurs gain. The nation gains productivity and competitiveness. This discussion is about both entrepreneurs and economies. That when women commercialize ICT skills, national employment expands, deepening innovation. In Ghana seeks to consolidate its position within Africa's digital economy, we cannot afford underutilized talents. Women must lead ventures, scale solutions, and build enduring institutions. To the women gathered here today, I say this with conviction. Your expertise has economic power. Do not confine your ambition to technical excellence alone. Build enterprises around your competence. Formalize your operations, understand your financial indicators, define your target market precisely, price your value with confidence, seek mentorship deliberately, collaborate strategically, build themes, develop systems, think beyond projects, and think in terms of institutions. Move from skill to strategy and from your everyday activity to architecture because your digital talent deserves longevity. To policymakers and development partners present, let us refine how we measure success. Moving beyond content workshops and training sections, let us measure enterprise conversion rates, survival rates beyond 3 years, revenue growth, trajectory, and regional expansion. Sustainable impact must be structured, measurable, and long-term. Before I take my seat, Ghana's digital future will not be defined solely by technological advancement. It will be defined by our ability to convert knowledge into sustainable enterprises. Femitech is a catalyst platform that conveys talent and possible in one space. But the real transformation begins after today, when ideas are implemented, businesses are formalized, partnerships are activated, and innovation is commercialized. Let us give structure to skill so that we may gain sustainable enterprises. Let us give discipline to innovation so that we may gain scalability. Let us give opportunity directions so that we may gain inclusivity, prosperity. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a transformative and impact Femitech 2026.